Hi, I'm Mark Mercurio with Wealthcare Investments and Insurance. This is Scott Walker. So, Scott, second quarter GDP numbers are out and it's not good.
That's right. They came out last week on July 30th, and it was a negative 32.9%. That's actually the worst quarter for the U.S. GDP since they started to measure it in 1947. So far, though, the good news is that the markets seem little affected by that report.
Wow. Back in May, we were talking that the first quarter GDP numbers were down a negative 4.8%. And you mentioned then that the second quarter estimates were coming in at between a negative 25% and negative 40%. But we were hopeful things would turn around much faster. So, what does this mean for our audience? Can you define GDP?
Well, a simple description of the GDP, and a GDP, by the way, stands for Gross Domestic Product. It's the sum of all goods and services produced inside the United States. It's a measure of economic growth, and every country actually has a GDP.
And we also know that two negative quarters of GDP is defined as the official definition of a recession. So, what can we expect for the rest of this year? What does that mean?
Well, recovery is going to depend a lot on how fast we can get past the coronavirus and back to business. But there's a lot of things that are in play. First of all, yes, the coronavirus did put our economy into a recession, but now Congress is looking at another $1 trillion spending package, which may include more stimulus checks.
Yeah, and there's a lot of social unrest that's going on in a lot of the major cities, and politics is no doubt playing some role in all this. We simply don't know what to do. So, what would you suggest?
Well, that's a great question. As an individual, you may not have control over the U.S. economy, but you have more control over your personal finances and your investments than you might think. And this is definitely not the time to throw your hands up in the air, to run for the hills, or crawl under a rock. And it's certainly not the time to take unnecessary risks. It's critical that you review your finances and your investments and you make decisions that are based on knowledge and logic.
And you've heard it said, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Don't let your emotions make a bad situation worse. Maybe you just need to stay the course and not do anything. Or maybe you need to make a lot of investment changes. You simply don't know until you get that second opinion. Our information's on the bottom of the screen. Give us a call. We'd be glad to help. Thanks for watching.
Take care.